Yes, now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer whenever his name is up. Might be alongside A.J. Hawk.
Could be.
This guy went super zany with his 70s look to celebrate throwback football with his CBS Sports compadres over there.
So silly.
To celebrate football and how great it is. This man has brought his incredible intelligence and his knowledge to the booth. In 2 out of the first 3 weeks, he's had to call his brother's games. And he has maintained a non-biased perspective that even the fans of the other team say, good on this man. Good on this man.
Hell yeah.
He's a former Walter Payton Man of the Year. He's 6'100", sculpted like he's out of stone. Ladies and gentlemen, J.J. Watt.
Yeah, AJ for the Hall of Fame.
Hell yeah.
We need all the initials we can get in there.
JJ, you're 100% right. How about it, though? AJ was immediately going to try to diminish that as quickly as possible, which he did as soon as he got up there. At least take the moment, AJ, and say, hey, your peers say you're great at football. That was a cool thing, I think, JJ, for AJ.
Yeah, it's who he is. That's why he's nominated for the Hall of Fame, because he's that kind of guy. So
maybe we do a whole hour here on AJ Hawk.
We should pull up a highlight film right now. This would be awesome.
Yeah, we actually should.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that until right now. That is what we should maybe do.
Hell yeah.
Or we could compare his stats versus all the other Hall of Fame linebackers and tell him why he should never be in the Hall of Fame.
No, see, that's not a good part about being nominated for the Hall of Fame. We did talk about that earlier, how there's guys that are nominated every single year, and every year all they have to hear is why they don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. That kind of sucks. Yeah, that's probably not the most. Oh, A.J. Hawk with the tackle in.
Yeah, you can play this one. Yeah.
Boom, in the Hall of Fame.
yeah.
A.J., are we going to make a pick here? Yep, we are.
Nasty.
And then we're going to go to the crib. I need some better blocking. Look at me handling.
We're going to fall down.
In high school, I was a running back and a punter. I had to get down, go ahead and let the boys on offense get out there. They obviously had a full game plan. What am I doing with the rock? Who's that? Oh, all day. Adrian Peterson, let me smother him, and then let me celebrate a little
Dude,
bit.
I love watching these teams, man. I did not like playing against, but I love watching these teams.
And that was another one of these.
I just got shot, guys.
Yeah.
I got him.
Yeah, throw up the shocker, obviously. AJ always had a little edge to him.
Yeah, he did.
He always had a little edge to him, which we appreciate. Oh, jeez, look at him flying around. AJ, this is Hall of Fame shit right here,
Yeah.
pal.
Okay. All right.
Look at him shoot the gap. Did you see that?
Timing him up.
AQ said earlier, JJ, the thing about AJ is obviously, give me that.
One-handed.
Give me that with a broken hand in the snow.
Do we have rewind capabilities? Do we have rewind?
Oh, we can do it.
Yeah,
all.
we can certainly do a little bit of
Go
something.
back, watch his first step here.
Yeah.
He takes a jab towards the line of scrimmage, and then just the control to push himself back out. You got to go back. Yeah, right here. Watch his jab, and then back.
That was a bait,
Look at
though.
that.
He baited Ben.
Uh-huh.
That was a baited
Baited
Ben.
him.
He baited Ben. Is that what that was on purpose, right, AJ?
I think the coverage kind of helped me out there.
Yeah, exactly. That was the show. Yep. I'm
The
about.
sleeveless turtleneck. The sleeveless turtleneck.
That's the best.
is
The Dickie. That's the Dickie. Or JH, it's awesome. You know, Aaron wears it. It only goes up to like your nipples, just to cover your neck.
AJ, you're flying around here,
You're
dude.
flying around.
AQ talked
That's like the cousin Eddie in Christmas Vacation.
All right, AJ, good luck getting in the Hall of Fame.
Good luck. You get in before Keekly. I'm going to be pissed.
There is no Keekly without AJ.
I don't
Don't
know.
ever forget it.
He
Yeah,
looks
there
like
it
a
is.
super genius.
Really good.
Not that AJ
Really
wasn't.
good.
Obviously, he had great intelligence, had good celebrations as well, which we appreciate the amount of enthusiasm he had with sideline as well. It is a whole team effort here, not just on the field.
The hair.
And that might be what he's doing right now for the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Oh, look out.
Growing the hair. You guys remember me now?
Yep. I want my boss to have my hair, man.
You think that's what he's going to say?
Wear the same suit from draft night.
Oh, my God, the big boy.
Yeah.
I need to find that.
Good move.
Oh, we know where. You know where it is for sure. And you know what? Have Laura use that split jersey, too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
let's use that again.
Yeah.
Stitch it on the back
Yeah,
of the suit.
Yeah, have it be the dress.
Yes.
Yes, make a dress out of it.
Boom.
We figured it out for the whole
You're
Hawk
welcome,
family.
Laura.
You're welcome, Hawk family. Hall of Fame ceremony is going to be a great time. Espanol, how's the team? So Burnley, I saw not good. Okay, right?
Carabao Cup.
We lost the Carabao
They got
Cup.
booted by a Division III team.
Okay, so they'll be back. It can't get much worse, I guess, right? Is that what we're saying?
I mean, if you lose to let's just say if Ball State beat the Green Bay Packers this weekend, that's basically what happened to Burnley, and Burnley's the Packers.
Is that right, Gumpy? Is that what took place? I didn't hear this.
I wouldn't go that far, but that's a tough loss to Cardiff City for sure.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So the Ball State beat the Green Bay.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Chirp.
I'll listen to Gump talk football all day. I will not sit here and listen to that mullet-headed Boston talk about my soccer team.
Oh, yeah?
All right? You shut your mouth over there in your Wolf T-shirt.
I played 5 years high school football. Watched high school soccer for 5 years. Top tier high school soccer. We're talking about players who could have gone on and been a big deal.
Hey, let's talk a little football here. Cauldron of Chaos is your booth. 1 week you're so tall, 1 week you're so small. This week you're so zany. You're really nailing them all here. So let's talk about the glasses. Let's talk about the pants. Let's talk about signing up for this. Let's talk about Mr. Eagle's mustache.
Yeah.
I mean, I like what you guys are doing. CBS celebrated 55 years of football, and I appreciate you participating in that. I think it's actually a pretty good look for you. I think this may be something you should maybe start leaning in on a little bit more.
We had a good time with it, and the long hair played in well. So I think that we hit the 70s hard.
Yeah, I think you hit it hard. Your pants also got hit pretty hard by the girth of your thighs.
Hell yeah.
Heard those things just blew out. Somebody was zoomed in on your crotch. Just know everybody's watching everything. And I like that you're holding the ball there, make it look like, hey, I'm a football guy while talking football at a football game.
I mean, I responded to this because it was something that I knew was possibly going to come up. But then as I started going through it, I'm like, man, you really had to be looking close, and you really had to be like slowing that film down. Yeah. So we got some crotch watchers out there. Gotta be a little careful.
Yeah, definitely.
You got more crotch watchers than anybody.
Yeah. Well, that's why you got to make sure the whole kit and caboodle's inside the ride. Let's keep our arms and hands inside the vehicle before we go through the whoop-de-woos of the roller coaster. That's certainly a thought that I had there. You've called 2 of your brother's games.
Hang on, I got a question about that. Once you hit water, was there any rearrangement? Was there anything while you were under the water that you had to keep everything in place?
Absolutely, dude. This thing was maybe middle of my back, just right through the cheeks.
Yep.
And then the issue at the top there is that thing was riding to the right, just completely side saddle. Almost, So I had to fix that. As soon as I go underwater, that happens again, just right up in there. So that thing's up around here, high and real tight, I'd say. So yeah, underwater, I'm having a battle. I'm not the best swimmer. I can't float. Everybody knows that. So, there's a little bit of a battle down there, but boy, I love my time. That campus is different than everywhere I've ever been. I mean, it's a resort. They got like very good schools, I think, down there, private institution. They're building that thing up like every day. It felt like a very different, and their football team's very good, JJ. Very, very good. It is.
They are. I miss the Orange Bowl, though. I do miss the Orange Bowl. The Orange Bowl was pretty awesome.
Yeah, historic place. It was so hot down there. It was so hot. I mean, that's an advantage. Mario Cristobal said that. We feel like if teams come down here, they have to battle against a couple different things.
Dolphins.
Yeah, Lombardi said the same thing about playing the Miami Dolphins down there. Okay, so your brother, you called 2 of those games. Thank you for killing it on Sundays, by the way. You've been doing a great job. We've all been watching and listening. You're doing a great job. You having to call your brother's games 2 out of the first 3 weeks of you being in the booth. How has that been for you? I brought up earlier something that could maybe be chatted about. Whenever you see success on the defensive side, you probably want to get excited. I mean, what that defense is doing, there's excitable moments there, especially with what your brother's doing. How has that been, balancing it all, and what are your thoughts on this Pittsburgh Steelers team?
Yeah, I mean, I've learned that it's even more challenging to do it when he plays well, when he plays really well. I mean, he had 2 sacks, he had 2 tackles for loss, he had a fumble recovery. So you're sitting there and, obviously, we've talked about it multiple times. I'm very conscious of not being biased. I don't want the call to be biased. I want to play it straight. I want people to understand that I'm doing it on both sides. But then, I mean, guy has 2 sacks, he has a fumble recovery, and you're trying to sit there and give him the credit that you would give anybody else who makes these types of plays, but you also know that everybody's watching and waiting, trying to make it seem like you're biased. So I'll say my partner, Ian, does a phenomenal job. He kind of takes over on the TJ plays, and he makes sure that they get the hype and the promotion that they need. And then I just kind of come in and fill in with some analysis. But it's definitely interesting, especially on his 2nd sack of the day. You're like, all right, this guy's Defensive Player of the Year. He's got a 2nd sack. I got to give him some credit. I got to give him some love.
But not too much. Not too much.
But people have been really understanding. They've been really good about it. Fans from the Jets in week 1 and fans from the Patriots this past week have all sent me some great messages saying that they thought I did a good job. I know that there's 1 4th down holding call that they didn't love, that I pointed it out, but it was a 4th and 1 point in the game. That was a crucial point, and he was complaining to the ref. I wanted to make sure everybody saw it. But yeah, it's a fun challenge, but there's no doubt that it's something you have to be conscious of.
Go ahead, AJ.
JJ, first off, who cares? It's your brother. You can pump your brother up all you want, especially when he plays well. I think people should be able to understand that. But quick pivot, New York Giants, Jaxson Dart, young quarterback. I want to know your thoughts on what you would do when you're facing a young rookie QB. Obviously hit him, try to get him off the spot, all of that stuff. And is there any young guys you remember playing against where you could maybe you were surprised at how well they handled it, or maybe you were surprised at how well they didn't handle it when you faced them when they were young?
I think the biggest thing with the young quarterback is you just try and mix things up early on. Try and give him as much stuff to think about because all the stuff that's already going on in their head. So, just if different looks from a defensive standpoint, whether it's stunts, whether it's some shifts at the line of scrimmage, as we all know here who have played, the first thing you have to worry about as a player is your own job. So he's going up there and he's trying to make sure he knows what he's supposed to do. Then he's trying to get everybody else on the offense set, whether he's got shifts and motions, whether he's changing the cadence, all those things. And then when he gets to the line, he's got to worry about the defense. What are they showing me? Now, if somebody tosses out a look like Brian Flores is tossing out, there's going to be that's things that next level quarterbacks are having a tough time figuring out. Now you can get his head spinning, but there's also young guys who are incredibly talented and incredibly smart who walk up to that line with composure, with cool, calm, collected, and they just wheel and deal. And that's when you really get confidence in your team, is when a guy walks up there in the face of all of that and still delivers. And he's got a chance to do that. But I don't love I don't love in general when these teams draft a quarterback, say they're going to, sit him behind a guy and let him play. And then all of a sudden we throw him into the fire and you're like, okay, well, were we going to let him sit or are we not going to let him sit? And does that amount of time count? And then obviously you got Russ, who 2 weeks ago has 450 passing yards, and then last week has the 4-down series he had in the red zone. The NFL is a roller coaster of a league, man. It is crazy.
It is the greatest. And Jaxson Dart's getting a pop every time he's showing on the screen. Then he's getting like a 2-yard gain, and then Russell Wilson's getting booed, and then he throws it off the upright to end the game. And it's just like it becomes a storm of abandoned plan. We don't care what the plan was. Let's see what this guy is. But I think what you're saying is, if you're going to end up putting him in anyways, or put him in early, shouldn't we have a full training camp with him being the guy? At least have a full operation to see what he can get. Dropping him in the middle of the season would be a fascinating, because not only game-wise, practice, what's it like for him as the starter?
Yep.
Team meetings, what's it like as him as starter? Offensive meetings, what's it like as him as starter? In the locker room, all those things are brand new to him. And if you're going to go in week 4, I think is what your take was, why don't we just do the first 3 games?
And your point is perfect. This whole time we kind of been playing this, is he going to play? Is he not? Should we give him some reps in training camp with the ones? Should we not? And if you're going to toss him out there in week 4, like you said, he could have had a full training camp and 4 weeks with the ones to work. And now maybe is he getting some reps during the ones already this year? Sure. But then you're also not committed to your number one guy. I highly doubt he was getting too many reps with the ones the last 4 weeks. So it's just, I'm either throw your guy out there and say, we're going to roll with the curves and we're going to figure it out as we go. And he's going to have some ups and downs, or do what you say you're going to do and let him sit. But you know how it is. Jobs get on the line and everything changes.
Yeah, and you're saying also, I think, empower Russell Wilson if he's going to be your guy. If you're going to do that, empower Russell Wilson, because I think what Connor wanted to bring up is it wasn't too long ago where we were sitting in a suite watching him against the Dallas Cowboys throw for his best number ever. And then that's what Daboll was thinking of. Daboll was like, we'll get Russell Wilson in here. He'll start for a certain amount of time, and then there'll be a right time to hand it off. Is there ever going to be a right time? I don't know.
No.
I legitimately don't know.
Especially not with that schedule.
Yeah, or with your job on the line.
Yeah, if you win, though, are you going to want to hand it off? That goes back to the Fitz-Tua situation where Fitz kind of won over the locker room, but the plan was we're going to hand it off. And then Fitz comes out and says, I
wanted to play.
This is my team, I thought, And it's like, well, that's not a good start for Tua to start in this entire thing. The leader of the team is now pissed about how it all went down. So the rookie quarterback wait and then we'll put him in thing, the more I think about it, it's like Peyton threw, 28 interceptions his first year?
Yep.
If that would have happened nowadays,
might get cut. Yeah.
I'm doing the Falcons. I'm doing the Falcons game this week, and Penix had a very rough game this last week, and now he gets pulled in the fourth quarter, which the game was gone anyway. It's not like they're replacing him, but now you have those questions pop up this week, and you're like, are we letting anybody develop? Are we letting anybody make mistakes? Are we letting anybody grow and come into their own? It's such a week-to-week world.
Short leashes everywhere. Now, you brought up a name there about a defense for a young guy, Brian Flores. D-Bud has a question for you.
Yeah, you reposted, me and you both reposted the same video of this Brian Flores pre-snap disguise, and this is just one example of some of the shit that these young quarterbacks have to deal with when you talk about, developing and coming in. You're calling the game with two young quarterbacks playing if Daniels is able to play. What's your biggest thing? What do you think the biggest hurdle is for these young quarterbacks getting up to this level and playing on a high level?
What is all this? So we can just see, because it looks like there's a lot of movement happening there before the ball is snapped.
Yeah, D-Bud, I'd love to have a conversation with you about this, because to me, this is literally next level of NFL defensive coordination, but not only from the coordinator standpoint, from the player standpoint.
Yeah.
So it's one thing to sit in a meeting room and to be like, man, how crazy would it be if we went from an all-out blitz look back to a single high look, back to, like, you can draw that up and that's great. But then you put it into a meeting and your guys are like, hang on. So you want us to show this and then go to this. And then you go to the practice field and they try and do it.
Crazy.
And like I said, you got some young guys, or you have a guy who doesn't know what's going on, and he can screw the whole thing up. So for Brian Flores to install it and for these players to execute it is beyond impressive. And I know that a lot of people are giving a ton of credit to Harrison Smith, rightfully so, because he kind of quarterbacks that whole thing. But D-Bud, how hard is this from a DB standpoint?
This is like 300 level shit. I don't think I've ever seen this extensive of a disguise. And like you said, everybody has to be on the same page. So not only Harrison, you got to have multiple smart players on every level. You talked about Brian Flores being able to communicate something like this, because everything is, you got to know the play caller. You got to know how they operate as far as the play clock wise, like when do they like to snap the ball, because you show the first look, you show the first coverage. Typically it's only like safeties, maybe some DBs. Sometimes you'll get a D-line shift. But for everybody on every level to be moving on the same accord, it's unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen it to this level be executed. Everyone has to have trust, the timing, and then it's just pre-snap. So now post-snap, everybody's got to run around and fly around too. This is some different shit, man.
And then on top of all that, you got a pass rusher who just makes a nasty spin move at the top of the screen and gets in, and the disguise sure helped, but maybe that guy was just going to get there anyway. Like, it's just a
work out, feels like they got something special out there in Minnesota.
This may be like, and KOC mentioned it yesterday when he was on the show, how he goes into the meeting room with B Flow to kind of talk over the different plans. I don't know if they cross paths with McVay as far as KOC and Zach Taylor, but a lot of these people, AQ, like, coming from the same trees, okay, we start this, we're moving to get into, the 8 and 12 area, because we go over, how the quarterbacks operate with the play clock, when they're shifting, when they're motioning. So having that tandem when you're dealing with an offensive head coach that goes in and sits in on these meetings, Conman talked about with Belichick and Tom Brady as far as developing him as a young quarterback, like all this shit ties in. So when you're watching a play happen, it's just so much more that goes into, these situations, these plays being executed.
You got to have, back to JJ's point about how Brian Flores is obviously coaching it, but you got to have like very smart players. Just like the New England Patriots defense, where they had like 4 different game plans every single game and that type of stuff. Are we looking at a historic defense over there in Minnesota? Is that what we're saying right now? And Cleveland?
Like Spags a couple of years ago when they went to the Super Bowl. And
he said all 11 guys. Spags said whenever the Chiefs defense was leading them to...
When they beat, I believe it was the Eagles the first time, I want to say.
Yeah, and he said usually you have like 2 guys, maybe hopefully 3 guys that are kind of like coaches on the field. He said all 11 guys are like coaches on the field.
Rare.
So you can do a lot of things. And that Cleveland Browns defense is same, right?
Yeah. They're incredible across the board, from front line to linebackers to DBs.
Yeah, but everybody on the same page is such a big deal. This early in the season.
Chargers too. Jaxson Dart, we got to play. Like that Jesse Minter defense. Those boys are just on the string.
And same with Lou Anarumo's defense. Yeah. On that note, Ty has a question for you, JJ.
Yeah, JJ, honestly, what the hell's going on with the Texans? You hate to be going into week 4 and already kind of writing off a team, but some of the stats are coming out. Hey, listen,
how could you not?
Listen, some of the stats are coming out with CJ Stroud, and they're not exactly great. Comparing him to... Is this guy basically just Anthony Richardson?
Ty!
I didn't put that out. I didn't put that out. I'm saying that's out there. So, sure, do those people have a narrative? Maybe, but...
Sounds like you were trying to push that narrative.
Not at all, because I love CJ's a Big Ten guy. He's a Big Ten guy.
Don't let your voice go high. Don't let your voice go high.
That's him telling
Say
the
it with your
truth.
chest.
Yeah.
Say it with your chest.
He's
if you got
telling the
something.
truth.
He's a Big Ten guy, dude.
R.I.P. So I'm just curious, where are we at right now with the Texans? Because their offense, I mean, it doesn't look like anything we've seen during the C.J. Stroud era,
Brother.
No, it was obviously the first 2 weeks. I mean, you got the Rams and you got the Bucks, and they go down, and they're very tight, very close games against first in their division teams. So those are very tough losses, but they're losses that you can look at and be like, yeah, those are two very good teams, and we played right down to the wire. When I got out of the booth this week, when I was done calling the Steelers Pats, and I checked my phone and I see that the Texans lost to the Jaguars, that's one where you're like, oh, okay, this is not what is normally happening, because you kind of, after the first 2 weeks, you're like, all right, we're going to figure it out and get on track, and clearly didn't get on track this week. The offense is struggling, haven't gotten it going, so there has to be some form of improvement shown there. And from what I'm seeing and what I'm reading, sounds like the play action game isn't quite there, and it just hasn't developed. This offensive scheme that they've wanted to develop this offseason when they brought in Kaylee hasn't quite hit the ground running the way that everybody expected it to from everything we've heard all offseason.
All right, well, on that note, there's another team that's playing better ball than it's ever played before. Okay, harder start than Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes here in Indianapolis. And then whenever you think about the defense, Lou Anarumo, they're balling all over the place. So, Jay, it's just, it's not as fun when the rabbit has the gun here, huh? Yeah, remember, you had a couple years there where you had a little bit of fun. Remember, you guys?
Easy. The years aren't over. It's week 3 here.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. You own
Who's
teams.
Who's the last team that was 0-3 to start that went to the playoffs? Us, I believe.
Yeah, who was on that
At least
team?
I know we did it.
Hey, J.J. Watt ain't walking through that door. C.J.
Will Anderson is.
or is he?
Or has he been?
Will Anderson's in that door.
He's
Daniil
been-
Hunter's in that door.
They're 0-3.
I know. Daniel Hunter's a dog, too. Same with Will Anderson. And
What's going on up in Indianapolis? Like, what? I'm not able to watch these games closely. Every week,
Great.
I feel like I'm asking the same question.
We're great at football.
What is going on up there?
Just, you haven't been able to watch the game in its entirety. I hope you get a chance sometime to call a Colts game and you have to do your research. Danny Dimes knows everything that everybody on the field is doing. Okay? Everybody on the defense, he knows exactly what you're doing. Broncos blitzed them 76% of the time. Had 114-point-something QBR against the blitz. Knew everything that was happening at all times. Knows exactly where to go with the ball. And where's he going? We got weapons all over the place. Tyler Warren, he's your size. He's
Might be bigger.
he's probably bigger than you.
I think he's bigger than him.
Yeah, there's no way he could have put those pants on to begin with, let alone blowing them out, up there in that
That little thing on his forehead, that's like,
looks like
I'm
Dallas
the biggest
Clark
guy
out there,
around
man.
type thing.
little caveman type
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, he looks like a Bigfoot, a Sasquatch, if you will. He wouldn't be able to put on Whitworth's jersey and get under
way.
that squat rack. Not Tyler Warren. No, that thing would have been busting at the seams like your pants were if he was put that on. He's unbelievable, and he's always open. Jonathan Taylor just had 3 touchdowns. We like that a lot. Michael Pittman rolling. Josh Downs hasn't even really got started cooking yet. He will at some point. It's like we have...
JT has like 340 yards rushing, doesn't he? He's crushing it.
Yes, we are. And Danny Dimes,
Might be the best quarterback of all time.
No turnovers.
it's unbelievable. No turnovers, 1 punt. It's been so much fun.
That's crazy.
It's been so much fun to watch. Like Danny Dimes, though, commanding the shit is just like very evident. You're talking about full control. We're doing this. We're checking to this. He's sliding in the pocket so comfortably. Could leave, doesn't. Find somebody, makes a big throw. No.
All right, so let's spin this thing all the way back then to the beginning of this conversation we just had. The New York Giants. They have a rookie quarterback. They had Daniel Jones for a long time. Now they're switching from Russell Wilson to, is this a situation where Daniel Jones was always this good? He just needed the time development. I mean, he did have a lot of time there. Let's not act like he didn't have a lot.
Oh, the offensive line, Quentin
But-
Nelson's now a vocal leader.
Yeah,
So.
need an O-line. Never had an O-line in New York. Like, even the
play
guys,
there.
it might,
Thank you.
to your point, JJ, like, it might not even be New York's fault. Like, just some of the guys they drafted, some of the free agents they picked up, like, they just didn't work out. Like, I remember when Nate Soldier went to the Giants after New England, and he was supposed to be, their left tackle dominant for years, and it just didn't work out. And then Evan Neal, Bruce can attest, he's playing guard now, and he was supposed to be their guy. I think Andrew Thomas, when he was their first-round pick to play left tackle, I think he got hurt his rookie year when Dan Jones was
Now,
still.
on that note, I think everything that Danny Dimes went through was big for his development to get him here. You know, I don't know what he's always been like. Obviously, I think he's always been super humble and probably a little bit not loving of the spotlight and everything like that when he gets dropped into New York. But going through all that has to either kill you or make you much stronger. You know, one or the other.
I think it's just the uniforms look so much like Duke. It's just natural. Like he's just like, oh, I'm back in it.
It's great.
Who was his coach? Who was his coach?
David Cutcliffe.
Who did he coach pretty personally?
I believe Peyton Manning.
Oh, is that right? And what is he doing now? He's starting better than Peyton Manning?
That's
Wow.
exactly right.
Go ahead and start building a statue. Danny Dimes going to be right next to Peyton. And then they might as well got Cutcliffe right up there with his clipboard and maybe a little bit of like a puppeteer type thing.
He's on a 1-year deal there?
I think it's 2 years, but he's certainly going to be looking to renegotiate after this one if everything goes the way it goes. He's making $14.5 million. $14.5 million right now. We are incredibly thankful and lucky that everybody said he was ass at football, including our own fans that did the athletics poll. They said that we had no chance. Yeah, and Debo was part of that. And AQ Shipley was as well.
Say sorry.
And so are you, JJ.
Say it.
And I think AJ Hawk was as well. So everybody that's kind of in front of a microphone right now can say that they were a part of this guy's ass. The Colts stink. We're doing a full rebuild. There was one of us up here. I didn't believe.
I've long been a Danny
I
Dimes guy.
got to throw Bruce under the bus too. Yeah, he didn't believe me. Oh, I can't get away from this guy.
We have
That's
always
not true.
We have always
that.
believed.
I knew he'd win the job the second he got here.
Sure.
That was a fact. Unfortunately, he is on a 1-year deal, though. I would.
Well, he's
That was our
Maybe
big
it's $70
thing.
million
Like, they
a
have
year.
the team. So if Danny Dimes comes in and plays
That's-
the way Danny Dimes has played, they're going to be unbelievable, and they have.
No, we didn't want him to play the way.
All right, I thought he was on a 1-year deal. So he's on a 1-year deal today, right now. What kind of contract would you re-sign him to today?
Shit.
Whatever he wants.
70 million.
55 a year.
Whatever Danny Dimes wants.
5 years, 70 per.
Whatever he wants. You got to think about the whole culture of the entire building before and after he becomes our quarterback. And I know it's a lot of other positions and a lot of other people that obviously can change that, but like, just so many.
You're telling me this one guy switched the whole building? Because last year,
I
you
just
talk
said
about
there's
culture.
more.
You were on the culture of that building.
And I was right. And I was right.
And so he's the only one that changed.
No.
He changed the whole
Can't bind him.
Quentin Nelson.
Mooney comes in. Quentin Nelson becomes like vocal leader, and he becomes good vocal leader. Michael Pittman, I think, feels even more empowered. Jonathan Taylor's playing his best ball that he's. I mean, there is. It feels like there is just maybe a belief in what's going on.
A belief and a chance to win.
Yes, I think that is what it is.
That changes everything. Like when you're losing, it's like, I mean, it's miserable to go to work. It's miserable to show up at the building when you know, hey, listen, we're gonna be 5-15 in the first whatever it is.
20 games.
Yeah,
whatever
listen,
it is.
preseason as well, brother.
Yeah.
We can't even win in preseason out here, man.
You get what I'm saying. But it's like that the belief that you have when you know you have a guy back there that gives you a chance to win is everything.
Yeah, and
it's everything.
If you don't have one, it's a nightmare for all parties. Coaches, players, everybody knows it. And maybe that is why you sleep through a treatment back-to-back days.
Sure.
Maybe that is why you show up late to a team meeting,
That's what's good about Indy, Like, it's terrible not to have a quarterback. It's even worse to have a quarterback that makes like $150 million and he's never going to win a Super Bowl. That's probably
What
the
are you
worst.
talking about? Danny Dimes going to win a Super Bowl.
I'm not talking about Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes ain't getting paid $150 million. I just think there's a couple guys out there.
Maybe.
That probably
Guy in
He's
Miami
28
getting
years old.
He might
$212
get paid,
million.
and I'm not talking about Tua either, Gumps, but there are definitely other guys out there, definitely, that maybe we just talked to very recently in the last few days, not publicly, and he wasn't the exact player. Maybe it was a coach, and we just find out things about players. I think having a situation like Indy, like even Pittsburgh, even the Giants isn't as bad as, hey, we just signed a guy to a 5-year, $250 million contract, and he probably won't get the job done, and that sucks.
That is bad.
You're talking about whenever the next 4 years are just, we know we ain't got it.
Kind of like what happened with Danny Dimes the first time, where it was like, hey, we're going to pay Danny Dimes instead of Saquon, and, Giants fans kind of all agreed. Danny Dimes goes kind of as Saquon goes, so it's like hand in hand. Whereas, like, sometimes teams will win 10 games and they'll have a flash and they'll have a good season. Maybe they'll win a playoff game. And then you kind of have to pay that guy no matter what because he's proved it. But in the end, when you lay your head down at night, you know you can't win a Super Bowl with that guy.
Well, I hope that everybody that is at a starting quarterback for the team that you're pulling for can win a Super Bowl for you.
Absolutely.
With that being said, Dane Dimes can. And I'm excited that that's the case. I don't even think he knows he's playing good right now. I don't even know if Dane Dimes knows that.
Good.
I think he has no idea.
Good.
Keep it that way.
Every time he talks, every time I talk to him, it's just, yeah, okay, yeah, having a good time. Everybody's playing. Shins have taken such a beating that he's like ready for it. Indianapolis is the perfect place for him.
Yes.
It genuinely is.
I think it's the owner being on the sidelines. I think just everybody's on their P's and Q's. Everybody's dialed.
You're talking about Carly? Yeah, Carly's down there
Yep.
trying to learn as much as possible. Obviously, you're not going to be out of line, especially when one of the big three can hear everything that's happening down there. But she's trying to learn all the ins and outs of the program. They also just built a playground yesterday downtown Indianapolis.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
Indianapolis
Love
Colts
that.
did. Yeah, giving back to the big three are giving right now, and the big three are winning. They're undefeated.
Yeah.
The big three are undefeated. They might
Have
never
you ever
lose a
put
game.
on those headphones? Have you ever listened to the offensive play calls and everything? Even for like me, somebody who's been played 12 years, like in preseason, I'd put on those headphones, listen to the calls, and I'll get a lot of information from them. But like, there's times where I'm lost what they're talking about on offense.
Well, yeah, and you get to hear them freak out. It's funny. It's fun to listen and hear the guys in the booth freaking out. That you talk to them later, and they're, they'll when you mention it to them, like, "Oh, you were on there. What were you doing on the headset at that time?" But yeah, they can. You can get testy on those headphones for sure.
I wonder
Oh,
because
they talk a lot of shit.
yeah,
Oh yeah, they kill
Oh, yeah.
every player. They're killing all of us.
That would be the tough part if I was a coach.
Imagine BA on the head.
he said it was Ben Roethlisberger. I
Yeah.
think he was yelling on a different line. He thought about Ben Roethlisberger being just trash, and then he clicks over. He thought, and Ben could hear everything he was saying. Entirety, I guess. The nail, and then the, all right, Ben, you're doing a great job. He's like, you were on the same. I heard that whole thing. Oh no, that's not great. I wonder if they are tightened up down there, though. They say like Hard Knocks makes everybody act up right because you're kind of being watched. If you're in a bathroom, and there's more people in there. They say you're more likely to wash your hands if other people are in there watching you than if you're not. If you're in there alone, you walk out. So maybe Carly on the headset is making everybody act their absolute best.
I would hope not. I hope those guys are exactly the same way they are, whether she's on that headset or not.
And you're saying people in there, people not in there. I'm not washing my hands.
That's exactly what I'm
Not
saying.
even flushing
Wait.
the toilet. What do you mean? We saw. He's not flushing.
We knew that. I mean, we knew what that answer was. All of us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no question about it. You should see these new ones. You just put your hand out there and it just shoots out soap all by itself. And then the air is actually on this side. You just put your hand over here and it's just blowing air out of the wall. It's crazy. You should try it sometime.
Nah.
Washing your
I'm
hands.
old school.
All right. And down at the Texans, Jade, you're not dead on them? You don't think they're completely out?
No,
Okay.
I'm definitely not dead on it.
This week.
Who are they playing this weekend?
Titans.
You're out on them.
They're laying 7
I
against
gotta get
Tennessee.
some.
Doesn't even know.
I have.
Oh,
yeah.
divisional.
Tennessee.
can't
Tennessee's
lose
going
that.
through some stuff. Tennessee's going
Big
through
one.
some stuff.
So are the Texans.
So are you guys. I think you guys are going through. So you just cut CJ out of the middle of nowhere. What's that all about?
What is that about?
Yeah, no, I will actually give Tennessee Jeffrey Simmons playing phenomenal football.
Great.
Despite a tough start here, Jeffrey Simmons, phenomenal football player.
Just pivoted away from CJ.
Coach Callahan's starting to figure it out too.
It seems like in press conferences, he's getting more and more comfortable.
Yeah.
Just more and more at ease. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
God, that guy, it might be good for him to not have that job anymore.
Yeah.
Wait,
Seems like a
call
great
him
guy.
plays?
Seems like a great
or
guy.
the head coach.
Well, I guess calling plays is something that's going to change. But just the whole thing, it doesn't look like it's good for him. Have you seen the guy have an enjoyable moment?
No, absolutely. He hates his life.
Not one happened. And
Every
he's
second
in
of it.
Nashville.
He
Yeah.
took the first step, Pat. He took the first step. First off, you relinquish the play calling duties, and then when that doesn't go well, you get the play calling duties back. And when doesn't go well, then you eventually get fired.
But Hargree will be taking over the play calls. And obviously, if it continues to go the way it's going, Bo Hargree will be fine.
Exactly, which is why I kind of love this move.
And I'd like to say Callahan.
They just jumped the O coordinator, though. That was the interesting part to me, is the play calling duties did not go to the O coordinator. They went past him That's a very.
He likes that guy.
Yeah, he's a little closer relationship.
That guy's a dipshit. He's not calling plays.
And Callahan's like, I agree. I can't wait to fire up. We need him to. Nashville's great.
Yeah. He might be a college coach. I think he might freaking soar at like a UAB.
Maybe UAB?
Yeah, like I think he might.
Call for Trent Dilfer's job?
He might.
My Lord.
No, I think Dilfer's more bored for the Florida or a Tech. I think Brian Callahan, he starts at UAB, learns a thing or two about respect for people. He might fly.
Hey, Jage, why don't you hire Callahan to coach Espanol or maybe the Burnley boys after that Carroll City loss? I think that'd be good. He'll bring some Cardiff City. You get it. Yeah. They come in there and he'll get the boys fired up and intense. Maybe
he's a great guy. We had meetings with him 2 weeks ago. He's a great guy. It's just they're not playing good football right now.
He's miserable, huh? Everything. He said a good guy, just absolutely miserable.
He seemed great. I mean, in the meetings, he was great. He was positive, obviously saying all the right stuff. It's just they're just not playing good ball.
Like what? Because seriously, I haven't seen one clip of this guy talking where I'm like, good guy.
Whoa, jeez.
Not in the sense of like I know, like not in the sense of like good and evil.
It's a press conference.
Sorry, not in the sense of like good and evil, like good guy. More so in the sense of like, nope, that sucks. Every single time I see something of him.
It is a lot of that.
The coolest thing he's done, honestly, is when Will Levis came off the field and when he like rolled the ball to the other team and Brian Callahan.
Well, also he had a good promo about Cam Ward talking shit to the defense while calling a play and then giving back. He was mind blown by it. He said,
I couldn't do that. I don't know how he does that.
Yeah.
That's basically what he said.
I mean, in the Paul Kowalski thing, I think is what really got me. He just ripped Paul Kowalski.
What? That's what he said. I don't know what I mean.
No, that's what I didn't even know what. If you were making a joke, I thought you were just telling the story.
No,
exactly what he said.
That's exactly.
Verbatim.
He needs to win a game. He needs to win a game. It's tough to be happy when you're losing.
I agree. You have to be mad. That was a part of why, like, it was for me retiring from punting felt like an easy move because we were losing games. I had to be miserable.
Yeah.
And it actually was miserable because, boy, it'd be much better if we won. Like, everything would be better if we won. And it's like, as a punter, I have no say in that fourth quarter. We're down. All right, boys, let's go, man. let's have a happy week this week. Let's say this is all worth it. And then the ball just bounces the wrong way. We lose. And all of a sudden, you got to be miserable. Okay, it's like, all right, that's certainly something. This is Callahan, though, every time he's in front of a microphone. Literally, this is him right here.
Yeah, I've had zero disappointment in my play calling. I mean, I don't have any disappointment in that.
Jage, we appreciate
I think your point right there is such a good point that people like when they always ask, like, do you miss the game or like how's retirement and everything? I don't think people understand how miserable every single week after a loss is and how just by proxy of being retired and not having that experience, like, yes, the good days are always better, but those weeks, it is a full 7 days of misery.
I couldn't even imagine you, such a focal point of wins and losses, having to feel that, shoulder that. You as well, Age. That's a crazy thing to think about, and I'm happy I didn't have to do that. I just, by proxy, had to be pissed because life isn't as good whenever we're not winning, boys, okay? If everybody could kind of do their shit, we'd be great. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's maybe protect our quarterback. Let's think about doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy, really good at football. Let's maybe... I don't know who I need to talk to here. I don't know who the person is. Maybe
Let me tell you what I'm seeing. Guys, let me tell you what I'm seeing from the sidelines over here.
Be
If
good.
we could maybe catch those balls, that'd be great.
And these routes, I don't know, you're seemingly not as open as everybody else is. Need those to go a little bit better. I don't know how we get that. Defense, we need to wrap up. Okay, we got a lot of this happening. We need to start wrapping up. Boys, life is much better whenever we're all, mostly you guys, doing your shit. So if we could do our shit, that'd be great. All internal thoughts. Never say them out loud.
That's right.
What you say out loud is actually, let's go, boys.
Let's
Go,
Team game.
boys. Team game. Team game. I'm riding. Inside, though, it's a lot. Guy's job much harder than mine. That guy much more important than me. So what I got to do is, hey, next week, bro. Come on, man. I need you. We need
Oh,
you.
somebody! I saw somebody's brother that
need
did
you,
that
bro.
this week. Somebody's brother like posted on social media that a player on their team sucked, and it was just like, dude, you just put him in the worst spot of all time in the locker room.
Walking in there. That's like when Odell's dad
Yeah.
was putting together highlights of Baker Mayfield. Yeah. All right, Odell, now go in there. Go see him. Baker's not even looking at him. Why isn't he looking at him? I mean, I'm putting out 3 highlights a week of this guy being ass, but why isn't he looking at my boy? It's like, man.
It's like
Just getting your eggs in the morning. Just, yep. Good morning. Yep. Sorry, my dad. Sorry.
Can you send your dad different plays? Like, I threw you the ball a couple times. Can you do that? My dad's crazy, you know. Just walk away. I don't know how you get through that. And then they get rid of a guy, and now he maybe leads his team to undefeated.
Really good.
Jage, you've been pitching a perfect game in that booth. We appreciate you doing that. Congrats to your Espanol team doing what they do. And your Burnley team, come on, lads.
Carroll City's the tough side.
We got all right.
Yeah.
Let's give Cardiff their credit. Cardiff. We got Man City on Saturday.
That'll go well.
You know what? I am so sick and tired of your ass.
Oh, fight him. Fight him.
Please go on, Jage.
Oh,
No, I'll back down because every week your hair has gotten significantly better, and it looks fantastic.
I like
so
what we're
I will
doing.
give you.
Nice.
This is
I will
positive.
give you those props.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's First Ballot Hall of Famer.
I'll return it. I thought you were top 5 booth. I muted it 5 minutes in, but I've heard people love you, brother. Someone in a long time, and he said it was mean, so I'm done with compliments. That's the last
Ladies and
compliment I ever
gentlemen,
gave.
JJ Watt.
Jay!